Watch your cat the next time they lick their fur. Look closely at that sudden, aggressive bite at their lower back, or those persistent tumbleweeds of hair drifting across your living room floor. It is not a seasonal quirk, and it is not something you should just vacuum away and ignore. To the untrained eye, it is an annoying shedding phase that comes with pet ownership. To a feline clinician, it is a silent, microscopic emergency. It is the visible cry of an organ system in a state of localized cellular collapse. Today, we are going to stop the shedding cycle at its cellular root, transforming your cat's coat into a silken masterpiece in exactly 7 days, using a single dollar bill. Welcome back to our community. If you are exhausted by constant brushing, expensive grooming tools, and vacuuming your couch 3 times a day, I want you to take a deep breath. It is not your fault. You have been fed a corporate narrative designed to sell brushes and synthetic supplements, not cure feline biology. As a community of smart cat parents, we look past the marketing gimmicks and focus on the science. Before we dive into the anatomy, we need to address 3 mysteries that lock this problem in place. First, have you ever noticed your cat experience a sudden flash of rippling skin along their back, followed by a violent thumping of their tail right before they start grooming aggressively? That is a neurological trigger connected to hair follicle degradation, and we will decode that exact sensory mystery today. Second, we must expose the multi-million-dollar anti-shedding treats widely available in United States pet stores that actually accelerate follicular shedding by disrupting the gut-skin axis. Finally, we will reveal how a common overlooked kitchen lipid costing less than a single dollar per week possesses the precise molecular weight required to penetrate the feline intestinal wall and seal the hair follicle base within 168 hours. To understand why your cat is dropping fur, we must travel back thousands of years to the evolutionary origin of the domestic feline. The modern indoor cat is anatomically and physiologically identical to the African wildcat, Felis libica. They are built to thrive in arid desert conditions, which means their bodies treat water like liquid gold. Because of this desert ancestry, cats have a low thirst drive and are engineered to obtain their moisture almost exclusively through the fresh prey they consume. When a cat lives indoors in the United States, eating a standard diet of dry kibble and living in an environment controlled by high-efficiency heating and air conditioning systems, they enter a state of chronic subclinical micro-dehydration. When this happens, the feline brain makes a critical life-saving triage decision. It diverts all available moisture and essential fatty acids away from peripheral organs like the skin and coat, routing those resources to protect the vital feline nephrons, the filtering units of the kidneys. This internal moisture hijack directly triggers what we call the telogen phase collapse. A cat's hair cycle consists of 3 distinct stages: anagen, which is the growth phase; catagen, the regression phase; and telogen, the resting and shedding phase. Under normal conditions, only a small percentage of hairs enter the telogen phase at any given time. However, when the skin is starved of moisture and lipids, the microscopic erector pili muscles, the tiny muscles responsible for holding each individual hair shaft upright, become weak and malnourished. The extracellular lipid matrix surrounding the hair root dries out and fractures. As a result, the hair follicle slips prematurely and violently into an aggressive telogen phase, causing the hair to drop off en masse. Think of this like a drought-stricken forest floor. Imagine a forest where the soil dries out completely. The trees do not drop their leaves because autumn has arrived. They drop them because the root systems can no longer anchor them to the earth. Brushing your cat without fixing their internal lipid barrier is like taping dead leaves back onto a dying tree. It fixes the appearance for an hour, but it ignores the underlying systemic failure. To fix this, we must first learn how to read the warning signs our cats are displaying right now. You can perform 2 physical diagnostic checks on your couch tonight without spending a single penny. The first test is the follicle parting and sebum index. Gently part the fur along your cat's lumbosacral junction, which is the specific area right at the base of the spine before the tail begins. Use 2 fingers to separate the hair shafts until you can clearly see the underlying epidermis. In a healthy, biologically balanced cat, the skin will appear glistening, elastic, and possess a soft pink hue, indicating a rich blood supply and a thick sebum lipid layer. If you part the fur and see minute white flakes, a powdery residue, or if the skin looks pale and matte like sandpaper, your cat's lipid barrier is entirely compromised. The skin is shedding its outer layer prematurely because it lacks the protective fats required to keep the cellular junctions tight, meaning a massive follicle ejection is already underway beneath the surface. The second test is the skin turgor elasticity index. Gently lift the skin between your cat's shoulder blades, lifting it upward into a tent shape, and then release it while counting the seconds. In a perfectly hydrated feline with a functional extracellular matrix, the skin snaps back to its flat position instantly, taking less than half a second. If the skin takes 1, 2, or even 3 seconds to return to its normal shape, your cat is operating in a state of systematic dehydration. Their body is actively sacrificing the coat to keep the internal organs functioning. You can brush them for hours, but until you fix that cellular hydration, the shedding will never stop. This brings us to our laboratory solution, the $1 Cellular Follicle-Lock formula. Instead of spending $40 on synthetic shedding pastes or artificial supplements packed with chemical preservatives, we are going to use pure, bioavailable lipids found in standard American grocery stores to repair the gut-skin axis. This formula requires 3 precise ingredients. The first is pure wild anchovy or sardine oil that is explicitly certified as hexane-free. You will use 1/4 teaspoon for every 10 pounds of your cat's body weight. This oil supplies direct, preformed eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid, commonly known as EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids. These specific marine lipids bypass the liver's limited conversion enzymes and immediately inhibit the inflammatory pathways at the base of the hair follicle. The second ingredient is organic, cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil. You will use exactly 1/8 teaspoon. Olive oil contains high levels of oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that acts as a natural emulsifier, reinforcing the epidermal lipid barrier and stopping transepidermal water loss. The third ingredient is warm, low-sodium, pure chicken bone broth, measuring exactly 2 fluid ounces. This provides highly bioavailable collagen and hyaluronic acid, rebuilding the deep dermal matrix where the hair follicles are anchored. The secret to making this formula work in just 7 days lies entirely in the preparation and delivery protocol. You cannot simply pour these oils over dry kibble. Felines are sensitive to the texture and temperature of their food, and their digestive systems are optimized for highly emulsified nutrients. Take a small glass bowl and add the 2 ounces of chicken bone broth. Warm the broth until it reaches approximately 98 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the exact body temperature of fresh prey, which instantly triggers a positive sensory and behavioral response in your cat. Next, add your precise measurements of the marine oil and the extra virgin olive oil. Take a small wire whisk and blend the mixture vigorously for 15 seconds. This whisking action is crucial. It creates a micro-emulsion, breaking down the large lipid globules into microscopic droplets. When your cat consumes this warm, savory liquid, the microemulsion allows the short microvilli within their small intestine to absorb the fats via chylomicrons almost instantly, bypassing long, inefficient digestive delays. Administer this solution once daily for exactly 7 days. By day 4, the follicular matrix stabilizes, and by day retirement, the structural anchor of the hair strengthens, reducing shedding by up to 80%. As you implement this cure, you must stay alert to the commercial traps and internet myths that endanger feline health. This resolves our second mystery, the anti-shedding treat deception. Many popular commercial shedding pastes and hairball chews rely heavily on petroleum jelly, mineral oil, or low-grade hydrogenated oil to create a slick coating inside the cat. While this might help a hairball pass, these synthetic lubricants coat the delicate villi of the intestinal lining, creating an artificial barrier that blocks the absorption of essential fat-soluble vitamins, specifically vitamins A, D, E, and K. This vitamin starvation damages the skin's structural integrity over time, leading to severe shedding and chronic dry coat 3 weeks down the line. You must also check your wet food labels immediately for an ingredient called Carrageenan. This seaweed-derived thickening agent is widely used across the United States pet food industry to give canned food a uniform texture. However, in the feline gastrointestinal tract, Carrageenan triggers localized enteritis, an inflammatory response that degrades the tight junctions of the gut. When these junctions fail, toxins leak into the bloodstream, causing systemic inflammation that manifests as dry, brittle, and rapidly shedding fur. Furthermore, you must avoid the dangerous internet trend of applying topical coconut oil or essential oil rubs directly to a cat's fur to make it shiny. Cats lack a crucial hepatic metabolic pathway known as glucuronidation. They cannot process the volatile organic compounds found in essential oils like lavender, tea tree, or peppermint. Absorbing these oils through the skin or ingesting them during grooming can induce acute liver failure. The only safe way to heal a cat's coat is from the inside out, through true cellular nutrition. To complement this nutritional healing, we can look to Eastern veterinary medicine to resolve our final mystery, that strange skin-twitching behavior and aggressive grooming cycle. In traditional Eastern philosophy, sudden skin twitching and tail thumping during grooming are often diagnosed as wind heat rushing to the surface of a dry, depleted skin matrix. When the skin lacks moisture, the peripheral nerves become hypersensitive, creating an intense, invisible itching sensation that causes the cat to lash out at its own fur. We can soothe this neurological loop instantly using an ancient acupressure technique. Locate the Bai Hui point, also known as the 100 meetings point. This point is situated on the dorsal midline of your cat right at the lumbosacral junction, the distinct, slightly flat dimple located immediately before the base of the tail begins. Position your cat comfortably on your lap or beside you when they are relaxed. Place the soft pad of your thumb directly over the Bai Hui point. Apply gentle, steady, circular pressure at a 45-degree angle. Do not press hard enough to cause discomfort. Use a light, rhythmic pressure for exactly 60 seconds. This stimulation regulates the local nerve pathways, downregulates the sympathetic nervous system, and immediately halts the twitching reflex loop. It releases localized muscular tension and releases endorphins that calm the entire nervous system, providing immediate physical comfort while your kitchen lab formula repairs the skin from within. By combining the $1 pantry lipid hack with the Bai Hui pressure technique, you are no longer just cleaning up after your cat or treating the surface of the problem. You are actively healing your companion's largest organ system from the inside out, restoring their evolutionary blueprint. Every single week, we decode the deep cellular biology of our feline companions to help them live longer, healthier lives. If you want to protect your beloved cat from industry misinformation, dangerous commercial traps, and unnecessary veterinary expenses, make sure to subscribe to our channel and join our Smart Cat parent community today. Before you go, let us start our weekly case study in the comments section below. Drop your cat's name and tell me, is your companion a heavy shedder all year round, or does it happen in sudden, intense bursts that leave their skin twitching? Let us look at their symptoms, break down their biological patterns, and find the answers together.